Hello and welcome back. I'm sure you're aware that it's been very busy in the world of Brexit over the last few weeks. We're certainly in the thick of it right now. It's now 11 days to Brexit Day, October the 31st, or Halloween. So let's quickly recap on what's been happening over the last few weeks. Now, to the surprise of many, including myself, Boris Johnson managed to renegotiate the withdrawal agreement with the EU last week. Now that deal is about 95% the same as what was negotiated by the former Prime Minister, Theresa May. The big difference to this new agreement is that they have removed the so-called backstop. In effect, the new deal has the custom border running down the Irish Sea between Northern Ireland and the mainland of the UK. The new withdrawal agreement also has an implementation period. This is where the UK and the EU will negotiate their future relationship. That implementation period runs until December 2020. And for most of us, everything should remain pretty much the same, i.e. the trade in goods and services during that period. Parliament met on Saturday. That's the first Saturday sit-in in almost 40 years. The government had a so-called meaningful vote on the withdrawal agreement, and in effect they lost it by 16 votes. MPs instead on Saturday voted to force the government to extend the Article 50 deadline beyond October the 31st. Now the main reason that they did this is there was concern that the government would not be able to put through the required legislation within the next 11 days, and in effect we could have a no-deal situation by mistake. Following that vote on Saturday evening, Boris Johnson sent 2 letters to the EU. The first one, which he didn't sign, was requesting an extension of 3 months. The second letter, which he did sign, told the EU that he was against an extension and he thought it would be damaging to both the EU and the UK. Today, Monday, there is a motion within Parliament, which is basically a repeat of the vote that took place on Saturday. Now, it does appear that the government might have the votes to win it today. However, because it's a repeat of the Saturday vote, it seems likely that the Speaker, John Bercow, will prevent the vote from taking place. If the government can hold that vote today and can win it, one repercussion could be that the government, Boris Johnson, recalls the letter that he sent to the EU asking for an extension. That would basically mean October the 31st becomes the hard deadline for a deal or a no-deal outcome. Also today, we expect the government to publish the Withdrawal Agreement Implementation Bill and for it to be debated in the House of Commons from Tuesday onwards. It's far from clear that that bill can make its way through Parliament unamended and within 11 days. We can also expect a legal challenge to Boris Johnson and the 2 letters that he sent to the EU and whether they frustrated the law that was passed back in September. I would also point out there's a distinct possibility of a general election should there be no route to getting this legislation through Parliament in the next 11 days. One more point I would like to highlight is that the current agreement, the withdrawal agreement, is really about leaving the EU. Now within that agreement there is a transition period or an implementation period, depending on what you want to call it, where the UK and the EU negotiate their future trading relationship. Now, without the backstop in place, that means that come December 2020, we could be talking about a no-deal situation again. I know that that might be a lot to take in. There's obviously a lot going on at the moment. So should you have any questions, please do reach out to me. Otherwise, I look forward to keeping you updated in the weeks ahead. Thank you very much.